Here is the solved question paper of Law of Contracts, October 2022, from Mumbai University in English and Marathi. Pushbin English section. Multiple choice questions, MCQs, with all options and correct answers. 1. O is a contract to do or not to do something if some event, collateral to such contract, does or does not happen. A. Contingent contract. B. Quasi-contract. C. Express or implied contract. D. Indemnity contract. Correct answer, A. Contingent contract. 2. Rukmabai v. Lala Laxmanarian case, related to which section of Specific Relief Act, 1963? A. Section 30. B. Section 31. C. Section 34. D. Section 38. Correct answer, A. Section 30. 3. Display of goods in a shop with price tag is A. General offer. B. An offer. C. A counter offer. D. An invitation to offer. Correct answer, D. An invitation to offer. 4. A person who is finder of goods has the same responsibility as A. Bailee. B. Owner. C. Police. D. None of the above. Correct answer, A. Bailee. 5. Which of the following contracts cannot be specifically enforced, as per the provision of Section 14 of the Specific Relief Act? A. Execution of a formal deed of partnership. B. Contract for the construction of any building or execution of any other work on land. C. Contract which is determinable in its nature. D. Contract to execute a mortgage, or furnish any other security for repayment of any loan, which the borrower is not willing to repay at once. Correct answer, C. Contract which is determinable in its nature. 6. No suit under Section 6 of the Specific Relief Act 1963 shall be brought. A. After the expiry of 6 months from the date of dispossession. B. After the expiry of 6 months from the date of dispute between parties. C. After the expiry of 1 year from the date of dispossession. D. After the expiry of 2 months from the date of dispossession. Correct answer, A. After the expiry of 6 months from the date of dispossession. 7. Mandatory injunction may be granted. A. When it is not necessary to compel the performance. B. When no any acts are necessary to be performed. C. When to prevent the breach of an obligation, it is necessary to compel the performance of certain acts. D. Granted at any time. Correct answer, C. When to prevent the breach of an obligation it is necessary to compel the performance of certain acts. 8. Damages allowed under Section 73 of the Indian Contract Act are A. Liquidated damages. B. Compensatory damages. C. Penal damages. D. Consideration. Correct answer, B. Compensatory damages. 9. Consensus ad idem means A. General consensus. B. Meeting of minds upon the same thing in the same sense. C. Reaching an agreement. D. Reaching of contract. Correct answer, B. Meeting of minds upon the same thing in the same sense. 10. As per Section 3 of Specific Relief, is to be granted for enforcing A. Only for enforcing individual civil rights. B. For enforcing penal laws. C. Both for enforcing individual civil rights and penal laws. D. For enforcing procedural laws. Correct answer, A. Only for enforcing individual civil rights. 11. Specific performance of a contract. A. Will be ordered generally, where damages are an adequate relief. B. Will never be ordered if damages are an adequate remedy. C. May be ordered where damages are an adequate remedy. D. May not be ordered if damages are an adequate remedy. Correct answer, B. Will never be ordered if damages are an adequate remedy. 12. On attaining the age of majority, a minor's agreement A. Cannot be ratified by him. B. Becomes valid. C. Can be ratified by him. D. Becomes void. Correct answer, A. Cannot be ratified by him. 13. Promises which form the consideration or part of the consideration for each other are called A. Agreement. B. Reciprocal promises. C. Contract. D. Executed consideration. Correct answer, B. Reciprocal promises. 14. Change of the nature of the obligation in a contract is known as A. Rescission, B. Novation, C. Frustration, D. Revocation. Correct answer, B. Novation. 15. A singer contracts with B, the manager of a theatre, for 2 nights in every week during the next 2 months, and B engages to pay her 100 rupees for each night's performance. On the 6th night, A willfully absents herself from the theatre, and B in consequence rescinds the contract. B must pay A for the 3 nights on which she had sung. B must pay A for the 4 nights on which she had sung. B must pay A for the 5 nights on which she had sung. B is not bound to pay A. Correct answer, B must pay A for the 5 nights on which she had sung. 16. A supports B's infant son. B promises to pay A's expenses in doing so. This is not a contract. B. This is a contract. C. This is not a valid contract. D. This is not an enforceable contract. Correct answer, B. This is a contract. 17. Mohiri BBVS Damodar's Ghosh case deals with A. Contingent contract, B. Minors agreement, C. Wagering agreement, D. Voidable contract. Correct answer, B. Minors agreement. 18. A agrees to buy from B a certain horse. It turns out that the horse was dead at the time of bargaining. This agreement is A. Valid, B. Variable, C. Void, D. Unenforceable. Correct answer, C. Void. 19. A supplies B, a lunatic, with necessaries suitable to his condition in life. A should gift B. B. A is entitled to be reimbursed from B's property. C. A is not entitled to be reimbursed from B's property. D. A is entitled to be given a share in B's property. Correct answer, B. A is entitled to be reimbursed from B's property. 20. Contract is defined as an agreement enforceable by law vide section of the Indian Contract Act. A. Section 2E, B. Section 2F, C. Section 2H, D. Section 2I. Correct answer, C. Section 2H. Descriptive questions with answers. Q1. Mention any 3 circumstances under which an offer gets revoked. Answer. 1. By notice of revocation before acceptance. 2. By lapse of time prescribed or reasonable. 3. By failure to fulfill a condition precedent. Q2. Who is competent to contract? What is the consequence of a minor's agreement? Answer. Competent, major 18+, sound mind not disqualified by law section 11. Minor's agreement, void ab initio, no estoppel, no ratification, limited restitution. Q3. When silence amounts to fraud, write 1 distinction point between misrepresentation and fraud. Answer. Silence is fraud if there's a duty to speak, fiduciary, or silence equals speech. Fraud, intention to deceive. Misrepresentation, innocent false statement. Q4. What is appropriation of payments? Answer. When debtor owes multiple debts and pays less than total. Rules. 1. Express intention by debtor. 2. Implied by circumstances. 3. Clayton's rule, oldest debt first. Q5. Mohan ordered a suit for his wedding and informed the seller Sohan that he wants delivery of suit on 20th August, 2021. However, Sohan failed to deliver the suit on 20th August. What are the rights of Mohan? Answer. Time is essence, section 55, Mohan can 1. Treat contract as voidable. 2. Refuse acceptance. 3. Claim damages. Q6. Explain the case of Lalman Shukla v. S. Gauri Dutt. Answer. General offer, acceptance requires knowledge of offer, claim rejected. Q7. As a general rule, the court will not direct the specific performance of a part of a contract. Comment. Is there any exception to this rule? Answer. General rule, court will not enforce part. Exceptions are 1. Small unperformed part compensable by money. 2. Substantial and independent divisible part. 3. Plaintiff relinquishes further claims. Q8. Explain in short declaratory decree. Answer. Judicial declaration of plaintiff's right against adverse claim. Requirements: legal character right, denial by defendant, no further relief needed. Q9. Explain rectification of a contract. Answer: court corrects contract if fraud mutual mistake caused it to not reflect true intention. Q10. What is perpetual injunction? When can a court refuse to grant an injunction? Answer: permanent restraint after final hearing. Refused if restraining judicial legislative proceedings or plaintiff has no personal interest.